Hello everyone, welcome back to Virtual Lab Infra once again in my ongoing Windows Server training series. In today's session, we are going to learn one of the most powerful tools in Windows Server administration, which is group policy. So if you ever wondered how companies control thousands of computers from one place, how to set desktop wallpaper for all users, or how to enable remote desktop across multiple systems, then this video is exactly for you. By the end of the session, you will not only understand group policy but also perform a real-time lab. So let's get started. So first of all, what is group policy? So group policy is a feature in Windows Server that allows administrators to centrally manage and configure settings for users and computer in Active Directory environment. So in simple terms, you configure once and apply to many systems automatically. So it works using something called GPO. So we'll discuss about what exactly GPO, group policy object, and these GPOs are applied to users and computers and organizational units OUs. So if I talk about types of group policy, as you can see, there are two types of group policy, which is basically computer configuration and user configuration. So make when you make any changes on the group policy, that can be applies to computer configuration, means computer objects like your VMs, your virtual machines, or your computers, domain joined computers, or you can also apply through user configuration. So computer configuration applies when you start the computer and it runs during the startup. So that is why whenever there is a policy applies, IT always asks you to log off your session and log in back so that the policy will get applied. Similarly, for user configuration, this applies to the user and it runs during the login. The moment user logs in, if the policy applied to the user computers, the changes will get reflected once user logs in. So if I talk about real-time use cases, in real environment, group policy is used for like kind of enforcing password policies, setting up desktop wallpapers, enabling remote desktop, disabling shutdown options, so that your users should not shut down any critical servers, restricting control panel. So if control panel is not restricted, your end user may make certain changes or install softwares and uninstall. So to prevent this kind of security or the problems, IT people apply the group policy and disable those options. So let's get started with lab setup. So I have hosted my Windows domain controller. If you would have seen my previous sessions, so my domain controller WinDC01 is the primary domain controller which holds ADDS roles, DNS, DSCP, and we are when we have installed the ADDS role, along with that DNS and group policy settings are also being installed automatically. So we don't need to install it again since the group policy management is already available. So let me show you. If you are watching this for first time, this session, so let me tell you, this channel is dedicated to Windows Server administration, Intune administration kind of roles and concept we have discussed already. I have already created a playlist and the complete series is there without skip any steps. Everything we have one step by the step we have configured. In Intune Administrator, we have talked about W365 cloud PCs, how how you can manage policies in your Intune machines. There is a playlist called ESXi Hypervisor where we are using VMware Hypervisor and we have started. those playlist as well. And this Windows Server training series, I have already completed how to role install ADDS roles, DNS, DHCP configurations, how your IP will get assigned to your various machines automatically. And we also discuss about the replication between two domain controllers. If one goes down, how the second domain controller will take place and take all the responsibilities. Also, we have seen DHCP replication as well. So yes, going forward, we will be having Azure training series, and we will be working on automation part. So you will understand how your PowerShell works and how we can automate a daily used operational task using your PowerShell script. Okay, guys. So let's get back to the our lab demo for our group policy. So this is my domain controller server. Let me show you the configuration once again. So this server host name is WinDC01, which is our primary domain controller, and uh, the domain name is virtuallabinfra.com. Uh, uh, Along with that, actually, I have installed hypervisor where I my few virtual machines are created there, and I'm going to show you once we apply the group policies how you can see the changes on those member servers or computers. So let's see the once you install your ADDS roles along with the DNS, if you go to tools, you will able to see group policy management. So this is the tool, guys, where we will configure, create group policies. Let me close everything and let it reopen it. If you go to group policies, so I had created group policy earlier, so I'm gonna delete it so that I will show you from a scratch. So the moment you open your group policy management console, you will see forest with your domain name. You will have to expand this, then expand the domains, and again expand your domain which you have created, which is virtual lab infra in our case. And this is the object, sorry, OU that we have created during our Active Directory, training session. So let me show you once again. So let me quickly show you the OU structure that I had created. So by default, built-in computers, domain controllers, these containers are available, and we have created India OU. Under India, we have created offices, and under offices, we have created Bangalore, Chennai, Mumbai. We kept admin users OU for admin accounts. So in my case, I have created VMware admin. With this user ID, we will log in all the machines and we'll see whatever policy applied or not, or any changes we have done. Or so this account we will be using so far. Okay, and under Bangalore, we have created users and workstations. So for Bangalore users, they will use this kind of workstation. This is just for the structure I have created. If you see, I have only created few accounts or use, but I have not created any account so far because I'm going to use this admin user itself. So if you want, you can create any user account in any OU and you can test it. Okay, so we are going to apply the group policy in the complete domain itself, complete OU itself, India. So also, guys, please make a note. The group policy actually applies a forest label. So when you apply the group policy in India, the group policy will get applied to each and every OU which is under India. So whenever IT people don't want to apply this group policy to any other OU, they have an option to disable the up OU group policy to that particular OU. So that only group policy will apply to this particular OU when you apply to India. So other you can disable it. Similarly, you can enable it for Chennai, you can disable for Bangalore or admin users. So this is how it works. So let's get created a group policy. To create a group policy, where you want to create a group policy, right click on that OU, type, select create a group policy domain and link it here. You'll have to give a group policy name. I'm gonna give desktop wallpaper. Click OK. If you expand it, you will able to see the group policy object. Right click on it, click on edit. So now we want to apply this group policy to all the users, that once they log into any of the computer, their wallpaper should set automatically. So to do that, so this is the I was talking about, guys. So computer configuration and user configuration. So whenever there is a policy that you want to apply as a computer level, you will apply it computer configuration. For user configuration, you will apply it in the user configuration. So click on policy, expand it, click on administrative templates. Let's maximize it and let's look it. Then since we are going to apply the wallpaper, desktop wallpaper, you have to go to desktop and then desktop. So this is the right policy, guys. Double click on it. Now, now this is not configured. So you'll have to go to enable option, and here you have to specify the folder where your wallpaper is available, and also make sure that folder is accessible from all the computers. Then only your desktop wallpaper will get applied to all the computers. So before that, let's check. Let's create a folder and keep our wallpaper ready. I had already downloaded few wallpapers and I have kept it under one of the folder under C drive. So under C drive, I have created share folder, share data, and these are the wallpaper I have kept it. So make sure this folder is shared across all the computers and they are able to access. Then only your wallpaper will get applied. So to share this folder, you have to go to properties, click on sharing. I have already shared this folder, guys. So I'll just quickly show you. Click on, sorry, right click on properties, click on advanced sharing. You will have to select this box and go to permissions and make sure at least read only access to all the computer and users. Click on OK, close it, apply, OK, close it. Now, since my folder is shared across all the computers and accounts, now we'll have to give this a shared path, not the local path. So what I mean to say is, so my VMs are hosted in ESXi host. I will quickly log into those VMs and I'll show you if they are able to access this file path or not. Let's see. So if you are interested in hypervisor, you can go and watch my hypervisor playlist. I have just created 2 videos so far, and I'm going to create more onto it. So there I have shown how to install ESXi host, how to configure. In the next session, I will show you how to create virtual machines and how to install Windows Server. So for now, I have already created these machines, and if you look at here, the IP address is 192.168.1.100, which is getting IP from DHCP from my domain controller. So let's quickly show you that as well for your understanding. So if you go to tools again, So we had created DACP, and we have created a scope as well. Go to WinDC, our primary domain controller server, click on scope. Let me delete, I'm not using this machine so far. Okay, so this is the since this is a Linux machine, so your hypervisors are Linux based operating system. So it is not able to read out the host name here, but yes, IP address, you can use this IP address. So let me access this. Okay, so one more thing, guys. I have already enabled the same IP range on my laptop, which is here. Let me show you. So this is just for easy reference. So instead of logging your uh, ESXi host in inside the domain controller, it's always good to have a separate machine where you are accessing everything. So let me show you. I have given the same range 192.168.1 range in my laptop on my Wi-Fi configuration. So it is 192.168.1.7. Same subnet, same default gateway, and I have given DNS server IP, which is our domain controller IP. Let me show you that as well. So 1.10. So right. So since this IP is configured in my laptop, so my laptop is now able to communicate with hypervisor. So let me open it. So you can type it 192.168.1.100, or you can also type the host name of the machine. So I'm gonna use host name itself. So it's the same at the same time. It's all the it's all are same. And I'm going to log in with root user account. So if you look at my playlist and the sessions, you will understand how these configurations are done and how you can access this browser. So there are three virtual machines, two Windows server and one Linux based machine. So we'll be checking this Windows server whether our policies are applied or not. So for now, I'll just show you these machines are available in VMware and they are domain joined with our virtual lab infra. Okay. So these are the two machines I have created. So we'll be testing here. Okay. So let's quickly apply the group policy and then come back and see whether we are able to see the changes are applied or not. So let's go to group policy again. Now, as I said, we'll have to. Okay. So let me do one more thing. We need to check whether we are able to access this folder or not, right? So this server name we have to give and then share data. Let's check that. So my BNs are ready here. Let me log in one of the machine. Let me log off first. So as I said, I'm using VMware admin as my admin account. Log in with this account, and so as you can see, there is no wallpaper. It's a default wallpaper so far, and we're gonna test. You go to run. So we'll have to, type in the server name WinDC01, or you can type in IP address of it 192.168.10. So let's go with host name. So double slice WinDC01 slice enter. So as you can see, I'm able to access the shared data and the able to see the files. So that means the wallpapers or the files are accessible from all the computers. Now we will go ahead and apply the group policy and see if the wallpapers, desktop wallpapers are changing or not. So let's go back to the group policy, click on enable. Now we'll have to give the server name. So here always give the server name, it is always good. So it's win dc01 slash it is share data sorry, share hyphen data slash the file name which is wallpaper. So let's see. Okay, so this wallpaper we need to apply. Okay, so desktop background is the name actually. So you can copy paste the same name, and don't forget the file should be in JPG format, otherwise it won't work. And I want wallpaper style to be filled so that it will be completely properly aligned. Click on apply. Okay. So once you apply the group policy, let's update the policy using gp update slash force. Using this command, your group policy will be forcefully, apply. So once this is successfully completed, now we'll have to, log in and log out and log in back the server and see if the group policy is applied or not. So sometime it will take few 10 to 15 minutes of time to apply the policy. Sometimes since our environment is very small, let's see if it is applying faster or not. I'm gonna use VMware admin. So here you go. The wallpaper has been applied. Let's quickly check to our another server. Sign out and log in back. Yeah, so the wallpapers are getting applied. Now we will try to configure group policy to enable remote desktop connections. So first of all, let's check whether we are able to take RDP of the server or not. So I'm trying to access WinDFS server, which is hosted in, as you have seen, in my VMware hypervisor. And these servers, I want to take RDP. So in organization, you may have multiple VMs or servers, maybe 1,000 or more than 1,000 also. So to take the RDP of those VMs and servers, your server should be enabled. Remote desktop connection option should be enabled. Then only you'll able to RDP those machines. However, your user account or the security group should be part of that server. Then only you'll able to access. But before that, your server should be enabled. Remote desktop connection enabled on your servers or VMs. So as you can see, when I'm trying to take RDP of any VM, so it says remote desktop can't connect to remote computer for one of these regions. So either remote access to the server is not enabled. So in our case, the server is powered on, it's up and running. We have proper network connectivity. You can check, you can ping the server win dfs hyphen rb01. We are able to ping the server. So that means the server is powered on and have connectivity. But however, we are not able to access the VM just because the remote desktop connection is not enabled. So to enable each VM, we have to, so let me show you how we can enable this remote desktop. So let me log in. So by default, your remote desktop connection option will be disabled. Since the remote desktop connection option is disabled, it is not allowing us to remote the server. So if you go to server manager and click on remote desktop, click on local server. This BM is not able to access. We are unable to access this BM just because the remote desktop connection was disabled. So until unless you come here and enable this allow option and click OK, apply and OK, you won't be able to take RDP. So to enable it for 20 or 30 VMs or servers, it is okay. You can log in each VM and enable it. What if you have multiple VMs, more than 100 or 500 or 1000 of VMs? We cannot do it one by one, right? Therefore, we have to apply group policy and enable this remote desktop connection across all the domain. So you don't need to log in each and every VM and enable this remote desktop connection. So we are trying to achieve this via group policy. So let's get created a group policy. So in my domain controller, again, same way how we have created desktop wallpaper, I'm going to create a group policy name code. So right click on, so we want to apply group policy to our OU India under whatever accounts or servers, whatever it is available. So if you see, I have kept my member servers here actually. Like let me open the Active Directory. Active Directory users and computers. If you go to Active Directory users and computer, I have my member servers here actually. So I have two Windows Server Win 2K19 hyphen server 01 and Win DFS server 01. So I'm going to apply the group policy in this OU. Since the group policy are inherited in nature, so they will get applied to all the OUs until unless we disable it on particular OU. So let's go to group policy. Let's go to group policy management. So okay, let it be. create a new group policy, right click on OU, create a GPU. I'm gonna give it a name as remote desktop, remote desktop connections. Click on OK. Now you have to click on edit again. Now you're trying to make this configuration on computers, right? So member servers or VMs. So you'll have to select computer configuration and policies and then administrative template. Under administrative template, go to Windows component and look for remote desktop connections, remote desktop services. And then under remote desktop, go to remote desktop session hosts and connections. So if you look here, we have an option called allow users to connect remotely by using remote desktop services. So this is the right option. You have to enable it. Click on apply and OK. Once you apply the group policy, configure the group policy, we need to apply this. So by default, it has its own time to get the group policy applied and across all the domain. So it will take its own time and then it will apply to all the VMs and servers. To make this faster or immediate, we can use this command again, gp update /force. So this is forcefully applying the group policy to all the domain across virtual lab infra domain. So the group policy is successfully applied. Now let's test it by logging in. So we need to restart the VM guys to successfully apply these policies. So let's reboot both the machines. So my VM is still rebooting. So once these VMs are rebooted, we'll try to take RDP. So VMs are up and running. Let's log in and see. Let's verify. So remote desktop is now enabled. Let's quickly verify on our other machine as well. So let's log in this. So only enabling this remote desktop connection won't work. So you won't be able to take RDP of the machine just enabling this option. Your account should be part of, or your account should be having a right permission so that you will be able to take a RDP of this virtual machines or the server. So, so currently I'm using VMware admin account to manage or log in all the servers and machines. So okay, let me, sorry, server manager, local server. So remote desktop connection is enabled. Let's quickly take our RDP and see if we are able to see. We are able to we are able to get the login page and we should be able to log in as well. And we are able to access the server as well. So this is how you will enable the remote desktop connection option to all your domain machines with the help of group policy. Now, as I said, until unless your account is part of this server administrator or remote desktop connection group, you won't be able to access the server. But the question here is, without doing that, how I am able to log in these machines? So let me show you quickly. So as you can see, I have only one account created so far, and that is the VMware admin. Now, if you go to member of and see, this account is domain admin, part of domain admin group. So this domain admin group is a highest privileged security group. If you add any user to this, you can able to make any kind of changes. Whether you want to make or delete any certain computer objects, or you want to make any certain changes or any policy changes. So everything you can do, including accessing server access. So server access, how it is happening because of this domain admin. If you go to any server, so since I have already taken RDP of this machine, so let's, so just check here. You'll have to go to computer management. So when we discuss about our operational task, I will create a session related to operational tasks where we will discuss uh, all the operation related tasks or daily BAU tasks, like how organization they really follow, like how Windows Server access been provided, how you will manages your servers. So all those things we will discuss on our upcoming videos. So far, so as I said, if you come here in local users and groups, you will be seeing administrator and there is a security group called remote desktop users. So until unless your user account is part of this remote desktop user group or administrator group, it won't be able to access. Since I said my VMware admin account VMware admin account is part of domain admin, and this domain admin by default when you create a server and domain join, it will be automatically assign this security group to your server, part of administrator. That is where without making any changes with my VMware admin account, I'm able to access all the server, even able to make changes. So that is why I have added this domain admin account to my VMware admin so that I don't need to uh, add this user account individually to all the servers. So click on start menu and look for remove shutdown. I think this is the correct option. So it will basically for more information you can go through this. So what basically this policy will do, it will prevent access to the shutdown, restart, sleep and hibernate command. So let's enable this and reboot the machine and see. So before that we need to force apply group policy force using gp update command. Gp update slash force. So guys, we cannot cover all these policies because the video or the session will become the duration will be very long. So when you are doing this lab or when you have your UAT environment, testing environment, you can try this policies and you can apply on your production environment once successfully tested. So now let's uh, log off and log in. So this is anyway user configuration, so we can check by logging off and login back. If still doesn't work, we'll reboot once and see. Okay. Oh, sorry, my bad. Okay. So as you can see, it's not allowing me to whether restart or shut down or anything. So this is how you will apply the policy across all the VMs using user configuration or the computer configuration option. So user configuration, when you are applying to the user based uh, systems or user based policy, and computer configurations are based on computer based configuration for making changes or applying group policies. So that's all, guys. So this session we learned what are the group policy, how it works, and the real time use cases. We have also seen hands-on lab with three important configurations: applying wallpaper, enabling remote desktop connection, and uh, disabling the shutdown restart options from a start menu. So for now, that's all. So we have learned group policy, how it works, real-time use cases, and lab environment. So guys, if you really found this channel or the session helpful, like the video, share with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more hands-on lab. I'll see you in the next session. For now, thanks. Have a great day. Bye bye.